And we laugh. We laugh live. Y'all know what that means. And it's gonna take me a little second to make sure that we live, like, and let some people come into the room while we on live. I am excited. Tonight we are going to build on some of the stuff that we talked about last week. So, of course, I've been a busy, busy bee, especially after the pod that I had for you guys live last week. Q4 is here. We are in it. We are in it. We are in it. And it yeah, this thing, it done it's look. So much has happened in the past week and so much I've done in the past week just because it inspired me hearing from some of you guys after listening to last week's episode when I said like y'all, if you don't know now. Like 2025 is like right now. Like it's now. If I'm sorry, 2026 is now. Duh, 2025 is right now. We're wrapping it up. But when I was like, hey, yo, like 2026 is now, like it's like right now. If you aren't currently getting prepared for 2026 right now, you're behind the eight ball. So I have done it both ways, where there have been some years where I, just was like, oh no, it's cool, it's all good. Like, you know, I'm gonna wait until the new year to start the new year. Let me just tell you, the perpetual feeling of, okay, well, I'm behind and feeling behind all the time, like feeling behind for the rest of the year because I did not pre-plan my year. I'm telling y'all, that is like that's the biggest gem that I could give you in all honesty, because that's one of those things that I have literally year over year have tested it out. If you don't gather anything else ever from my pod, that one thing, I promise you, you can continue to eat off that for the rest of your life. Honestly, you can. Because when you wait until the last minute, which if you waiting until December 31st to start planning, then you waited until the last minute. And I promise you, some of those prerequisites and different things that I told you to start getting prepared in, when you wait until December or when you wait until the end of December, when you wait till the very end of the year, and I mean the end of the 90 days of the year, you are already behind. So, building on what we talked about last week with acknowledging that 2026, it begins now, right now, and for the rest of the year. I didn't even count how many days of the 90 we have left. Last week it was 91. So what would that be? 84 or something like that. Don't quote my math. Don't do that. You know how you can't do math when somebody looking at you do it. But with the rest of the year that we have left, you do still have time to go ahead and get ready to stay ready. The reason why I say you're getting ready right now so that you can stay ready when January gets here, because I don't want you scrambling around while you're trying to do all of your holiday stuff, while you're trying to manage all of those emotions, all of those finances, manage that time schedule, manage your commitments, your tasks, everything else, and you trying to plan on what 2026 is going to look like. I need you to do a bulk of that right now so that the heavy lift, you already have it done. All you're doing when we're moving into the very end of the year, you can relax and focus on other things during the holiday season. And as we move into the new year, you're able to go ahead and just execute. You're not going to have to sit around for the first 21 days, even though shameless plug to myself for the Write the Vision workshop. We will see you after I give you that first 21 days just to see whether you did or didn't listen to what I am going to tell y'all and keep talking about for the next 3 months. because I really, really, really want you guys to be able to succeed. And I mean, in all honesty, I want you to set the stage and prepare for what could be a quantum leap for you in your life, in your level up next year, depending on what you do right now. Depending on what you're doing with the next 3 months, that will determine whether or not you're going to be prepared, whether or not you're going to have the foundation set, and whether or not you will be able to succeed with the quantum leap that you're thinking that you could have or that you're dreaming of, but you're afraid to tell somebody else because you don't want to look crazy. Go ahead and write that thing down. Look crazy. And come into the rooms that I invite you into so that you can look crazy with some other people that are just as crazy. But the thing about that is when we get crazy results and people talk about the entire time that we going ahead and grinding it out and they say, oh, that's impossible. You can't. That's cool, but can't in our vocabulary. It's not in ours. Leave that to everybody else. Come into these rooms where I'm inviting you to so that you can be around other like-minded people and you could be around the other crazies. They get crazy results and they get to live a good crazy kind of life because you putting in strategized and very specific type of work. So for today, let's go ahead and get into it. I already told you guys that with 2026 being right around the corner, we didn't already kicked off Q4 strong. If you haven't listened to last week, after this episode, go ahead, run it back. Or if you listen to the replay, if you're not on live with us right now, go ahead, pause this right now, go back to last week's episode so that you can know the foundation for what I'm building on today. So we are moving into strategically planned steps. So I need you to know before you get to your breakthrough, you got to get ready. And you have to get ready in a very specific way. So today I have three things that I want you guys to hone in on and focus in on so that you can dig deep, so that you can do everything in your power to set the foundation for your breakthrough. So the first thing I need you to look at, we talk about self-assessment, we talk about being honest with ourselves and others. Recognize the resistance. Now, when I say recognize the resistance, there is a gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. Whether you have expressed that out loud, whether you have even taken the time with yourself to fully think about and synthesize what is the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. What does it look like? Have you even allowed yourself to think about where it is that you want to be? Have you been brave enough to do it? My mama Burford raised me to be a lot of things, but she ain't raised me to be no coward. So that vision that I have, that dream that I have, when I say go ahead, step out, be a little bit crazy. I'll, of course, I'm gonna be crazy with you. Let's do it. Go ahead and take some time to yourself to think about what is the life that you want to live. How do you envision it? What does it look like aside from what everybody else say you need to be doing, say you should be doing? What do you really want in your heart of hearts? No matter how big, how small, how crazy, how outlandish, it ain't even got to make no dang on sense to anybody else. If it's in your mind, it's a reason why it's there. Now, y'all know I love Jesus. Y'all know I love the Lord. So I'm going to say it's because God put it there. Whatever God you serve, whatever higher power you serve, there is a reason why that thing is in your head. And it's up to you to go ahead and honor that thing, honor that vision, honor those thoughts that you have about what your life should look like. The only person that gets to choose whether or not you bury that is you. And if you have buried it, I'm going to go ahead and tell you get your little trowel. Or if you got to get a shovel, if you got to get an entire construction team because you done buried it that deep and you need to dig that thing up, right now is the time to go ahead and do that. So the reason why I need you to dig that up and take a look at it is because I need for you so that you can recognize the resistance. You have to know the different the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. If you don't know where you want to be, you will never be able to identify the gap. So I need you to dig deep. Even if you don't share it with anybody else, I need you to know so that I can walk you through getting to to your level of success where you want to be, you have to know where you're going. So whatever it takes for you to release that thing, I'm not even saying that you got to be super brave and release it out into the world to everybody. First things first, I need you to be honest with you and release it within yourself. Let it be between you and your journal. Let it be between you and the pages. Only other person right now that got to know was God. He know anyway because he put it there. But I need you and the pages. I need y'all to have a nice little rendezvous for y'all to have a, some little quiet, sexy time together. That's what I need you to do. So when you're recognizing the resistance within yourself, you are looking at what is the reason or what is holding you back from where you are currently versus where you want to be when you look at that vision that you write out on your paper or that you write out in your journal. Even if you only write the vision that you have for yourself a year from now, on October 8th, 2026, what do you want to be doing? What do you want your life to look like? Even if you think you're trying to pack too much into a year, we got 365 more days to figure it out. So go ahead and write that thing down, and we're going to spend every single day of the next year going after that. Now, when you are identifying what's really holding you back, is it a lack of consistency? Is it the fear of failure? Is it the fear of success and all the extra responsibility that comes along with that? Do you have too many distractions? Are you too stressed out to even be able to pray? No, I said I don't just be talking to y'all, I be talking to myself. Yep. Do not hold yourself accountable. You see, I just did it right there. And that's not because I'm so self accountable. No, it's because there are people that I keep company with, people that I work with, people that hold me accountable as I do them. And let me have sat up there and said that with an attitude, tearing y'all up, and I didn't go ahead and raise my hand when it was applicable. They can get in my comments and be like, "Oh, so Jess, you said, and you not going, nope, talking to me too. Are you carrying too much of a stress load? Is that distracting you? Is that part of your gap between where you are right now and where you want to be? Is perfectionism getting in the way? That book that you wrote and you rewrote it and added, and you just had to revise it again so it would be perfect until your editor, shout out to Mel T, was like, no, that's it. You're done. Publish it. And if you can't figure out who I'm talking about, go ahead over there to www.everybodycg.com and order Everybody Can't Go. But I want you to look at all of those different things. Is it a lack of discipline, lack of consistency? Are you fearful? Do you have too many distractions? Are you a victim of perfectionism? What is the thing that is creating the resistance and or making your path tougher towards getting to that life that you want to have or that vision that you have for yourself? And just so that I can smooth it out a little bit, today we cutting it hard and fast. However, I'm gonna sprinkle a little something on there. Y'all know how I am about my cookie. So here's the cookie part of that. I need you to understand that whatever the resistance is, whether it's a lack of discipline, whether it's a lack of consistency, whether it's you don't have the right people around you, y'all on audio, y'all know I'm pointing to the everybody can't go sign. Whether it's you being fearful of failure or success or what they gonna say, and we still don't know who they is. Any of those different resistance factors, look at that as an opportunity, and that is a signal for an area of growth for you. It's not a bad thing. That is why I started with number one, recognize what your resistance is. It's not for you to beat yourself up. It's not for if somebody else will beat you up about it, then I'm pointing at the sign again. Everybody can't go. Go ahead and just take a break from them. Because these are the types of things that once you identify it, once you grab hold of that thing and you own it, that is your opportunity for growth. It is not a negative thing. It is something about yourself that you notice, something about your habits that you notice, something about your habits and what you do that you have assessed. This isn't a stop sign. This doesn't mean that you weren't built for this, that you weren't cut out for it, that you not gonna get it, that you can't this, you can't that, da 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 da, that is too much. It don't mean none of that. You taking that first step and recognizing whatever your resistance is, and if you have multiple resistances between where you are right now and where you want to be, go ahead and mark those things down as bullet points because you're going to have something to do with them. And the reason why I said make sure that if you are around people who will hold those resistances over your head, I need you to get out of company with those people, get out of cahoots with them, quit rolling with them, at least for now. Set you a nice hard boundary right there where you'll holler at them on the flip side. You'll holler at them later. Because the very things that you recognize within yourself that are a part of your resistance, that are a part of that gap that has been created for you, those are the very things that you being vulnerable with yourself in your journal right now. The next step is I'm gonna need for you to talk to somebody who is wise counsel, someone who is a mentor, somebody that will be able to help keep you accountable once you strategize your plan for how you will overcome that gap. Because we not just leave it there, we're aware of it so that you can grow past that gap. Because that gap, you're looking at the difference between where you are and where you want to be. If you want to be way farther than where you're at right now, bridging that gap and working with someone to overcome it. If that's all that's standing in between you and your dream life, are you really gonna let that thing stand in your way? Or is you gonna go ahead and do what you need to do to crush it? Are you gonna talk to the person or the people that you need to talk to so that you can successfully overcome that thing? Or do you want to just continue to spend time with people that they want you to stay where they at and they's gonna sit around, oh yeah, tell me about it. So that they can throw it up in your face, hang it over your head to make sure that you stay exactly where you at right now and not level up. All right. My second point, make sure that you prepare your environment for progress. So you see, I done kind of already touched on that. Talking about preparing your heart space, preparing your mental space, preparing your social space, preparing your environment for progress. Not just talking about your physical environment. Now, while you can declutter, shoot, declutter your physical space, clean up in the house, organize some things, do all that. That's cool. Make sure that you also organize and declutter your friend circle. Organize and declutter some of what you're doing at work. Is you doing a bunch of stuff that you ain't getting paid to do? And whose job is it? Declutter it and delegate it right back to whose job description it's under if they ain't paying you for it. And set that boundary and stand on that. Make sure that if you go into your job hot and heavy and you letting your boss or your boss's boss know, nah, I ain't doing it. Make sure you have other streams of income set in stone so that if when you need to walk or if they try you, you can, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll pack up my desk. I'm out. And you not dependent on that one source of income to cover everything in your life. So you're preparing this your environment for progress because that breakthrough that you're looking for, you are going to have to make several different changes. And for the changes to be sustainable, your environment is very important to sustaining those changes. So we're not just talking about changing your mindset, we're talking about the maintaining that change of mindset. Because you can be motivated, your mindset could be changed for, soon as you walk out of the conference, the week after, you still riding on that high. What do you do when you get to the point where you don't feel like it no more? You're not motivated, or it's been raining for 4 days straight. Taking your vitamin D capsules, it's just not doing it for you the same. You just ain't feeling it. Then what? Do you put it on pause? Do you just stop until the sun comes back out? Do you just keep trying to do it alone? Or do you make sure that you have an environment prepared with the people, the resources, the safeguards, the safety nets, and the plan so that you are able to continue a consistent and a decided path going toward your progress and your consistency? So when things are chaotic, it makes it that much harder to be disciplined in itself because it's harder to stay consistent. When you wake up and you don't know what's gonna happen, or you're in an environment where you don't know if somebody just about to start yelling out of nowhere. Those little things, they do make a difference. If you always got to be in an argument at the crib, make the decision that you are no longer gonna do it. If you know that it's certain stuff that your spouse, your kids, they just gonna tap dance on your last nerve, go ahead and pre-plan the safeguards so that those things ain't bothering you at 6, 7 a.m. when you're supposed to be getting your mind right, getting your heart right, getting your mental right, getting prepared for your day. Make sure that you aren't agreeing to do things or attend events, or you're just saying yes just because you just used to saying yes. You're just nice. Or is it because you're not used to exercising the power of your no, and no is a complete sentence? You don't have to give further explanation after the answer is no. Preparing your environment also means preparing yourself to honor you so that you are able to consistently press toward that thing that you're building, that thing that you're looking for, that life or lifestyle that you are building. And you're gonna have to practice it anyway, because if you don't make that a new set of habits, you're gonna make it, you're gonna get there and you're gonna lose it. Because once you get it, you're gonna have to maintain it. You don't just get it and then it's there. You just got it. Once you get it, you do have to maintain it. Make sure that you clear your space mentally, physically, emotionally, so that your progress has room and space to grow. Make sure that you aren't stifling your own progress because your mental space is already clouded up with so much other stuff. You trying to cram some more into a space that is already full. You have to empty some of that out so that you have the space. Y'all know what I said about how I had to clear some space out of my life where people, they was taking up space, but they weren't adding value. And the people that came into my life who were adding value, I had to clear the space for them to occupy in my life first. You can't just overflow it and mash it in there. You have to clear the space first. So we're talking about a big 2026. Q4 is the time for you to go ahead and clean house, clear that space, clear that mental space, clear that physical space, clear that emotional space. There are some things that we need to let go of so that we can go ahead and grasp onto some of the things that we need so that we can become the person that we need to be in order to get and maintain the things that we're asking to have, the things that we're working to have. Sometimes when you work real hard to get it and you can't figure out why you lost it or why you can't keep it, it's because you haven't cleared that emotional space so that you can become the person that you need to be, so that not only are you worthy of having the thing, but so you are wise enough to keep and grow the thing, whatever that may be. Make sure you get in the right headspace. Make sure you get in the right heart space. Nobody can do that for you but you. This is why I always tell y'all, you get to choose. I can tell you everything that you need to know, a bunch of stuff that you should know. That's why you here so that you can learn it, but I can't do it for you and I can't make you. You get to choose. How bad do you really want it? Do you really want it? Or is that just the thing that you've repeated so many times that someone else's external voice has become your internal voice? What do you actually want? And that is what you are clearing the mental, physical, emotional space for, so that you are prepared to receive that thing. And so that when the opportunity comes, when it presents itself to you, when you are able to grab that, to grasp it, you aren't letting it slip through your fingers. You weren't watching it pass you by. You weren't like, I was almost there, but dang, you are going to be ready. So when that thing is at your door, if it's within arm's reach, even if it's a little bit out of your reach, I want you to be so ready that all you got to do is take off and go grab that junk so that you can keep it for yourself. I really want you to be ready. I want you to be ready. And we're getting ready now so that you can stay ready. Once you get to the point where you're ready, that I ain't gonna cap. That's when the hard part comes. Well, at least the hard part for me. Once you're ready, being in that space where it's like, okay, now you ready to jump. You ever seen on those on the y'all know I love me some National Geographic. So I'm always watching something about the Serengeti. And y'all know how when a predator will say a lion or really let's say a cheetah because they will come from further away. A cheetah will be sitting there creeping in the grass, it'll be waiting. And it's a certain stance that they body get when they're about to pounce, but they're ready. They're over there in the bushes, they're hiding, they're waiting for the opportunity so that they can catch what they need to get so that they can eat. You keep what you kill. There's a certain stance while they're creeping up so that they can go ahead and get ready to get in position. There's a certain way that their body is when they're crouched down, when they're just looking. They're trying to figure out, okay, which one of these joints am I about to pick off? Who am I gonna chase down? Who am I gonna outrun them? And they lift up just slightly when they are ready. And they stay in that stance when they're ready. So when it's time, they can just and take straight off. That's the position that I want you to be in by the time we hit January. So that any opportunity that it ain't even got to be close, as long as it's within your eyesight, I want you to be so ready that you can take off and you can go ahead and kill it. That's where I want you guys to be able to be at. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be through for the next couple weeks, things we talked about last week, stuff we talked about today, that I'm letting you know the what to do. The how to do all of this stuff, that is the part that's stretched out over a longer period of time. It's not just the listen to the podcast. Here go everything that you're supposed to do. All right, now you're gonna have complete success. Just listening to a few of the podcast episodes. These pods are precursors so that you can find out which areas do you need to seek additional help in, which areas do you want to focus on, so that when you are choosing coaches, when you are choosing what you will study, when you are choosing what lessons or what curriculums you will follow, you're choosing the right thing that's in alignment with what it is that you are trying to achieve, with where you're trying to go. Which brings me to my last point. Decide who you want to be before you start. You have to decide who you want to be before you start so that you can decide what is your proper path of execution. And then you will be able to choose the proper resources so that you're able to execute on that linear path to get you to where it is that you're trying to go. Remember, I said you could be doing a bunch of good stuff. You here, you there, you everywhere, all over the place, doing a bunch of different things. All of them are good, but it's not building one upon the next thing to get you to where it is that you're trying to go. It's not building toward your vision. It's just stuff to make you feel good in the moment. You're getting that dopamine hit, but it doesn't have anything to do with your vision overall. I need you to pay attention to these things from the very beginning and decide who you want to be from the start, because you have to be the right person again so that you can get that life that is in your head that you put on the paper. Be the person you need to be so that you're able to get it, take the opportunity, seize it, not just get it, but maintain it. And once you maintain it, you are able to grow that thing. You're able to continue growing, to continue leveling up. Your consistency is going to be rooted in who you decide you want to be. That's going to be a very big why for you. But if you don't take the time to think, Who do you want to be and what do you want to accomplish and what do you want it to look like? What are you doing? You just floating day by day, just living, just existing. What does a driven version of you look like? The version of you that you're waking up every day like, "Oh, yeah, I already know what I'm trying to crush for this month. I know what I need to crush for this quarter. And I know what I need to do to work toward that thing so that by this time next year, you have attained or already achieved and you're maintaining that life and that thing that you want to accomplish, that way that you want to live, that lifestyle that you crave. I don't want you working just to be working. I want you to be working towards something. So when you are committed to working towards something, what does that version of you look like? What drives you? What about that vision? I need you to write down the vision that you have, that it will literally drive you to go after it every day. It will drive you to actually create a real strategic plan for like work, like to really get it. Not something that you just like you wanted a little bit, you kind of interested, or you like, nah, I mean, it's cool if you can kind of just like Kanye shrug it, or you can kind of just about it. That ain't it. I need to know like deep in there and deep up in here. What actually drives you? What is a vision for what you want your life to be like? What is strong enough to like literally to drive you toward it? So some of you may have a lot of work to do. If you've been around here for a while, you might just have a little bit of work to do. Either way, I know it's gonna take you um a few hours because it took me a couple hours when I started getting into that thing, writing it out, writing it down, and I started breaking it down chunk by chunk. I told y'all for the past week, it's been a lot of moving parts. It's been a lot of things cooking, a lot of stuff going on. I want you guys to finish this year strong, to make the fourth quarter your building blocks for the foundation for your execution for 2026. Now is a time where it can literally make or break how fire your next year can be, or how just meh your next year is gonna be. Even if you was down bad this year or ended up down bad this year, yo bounce back, yo comeback, and please believe, go ahead, scroll back through my socials. I done made several comebacks. So I knows how to do those. I know it's possible. And I know it's very necessary. If you are tired of starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, and you are like, look, I have to get there. I have to. I want this episode to serve as a wake up call for you so that we can start right here, right now, running through the rest of these episodes, listen, take your notes, build out what you need to build out so that you can get to where you're trying to go. Now, I know today we went in, I came in a little hot, went in a little hot. We going in deep. And I know that these concepts that we're building on, I'm like, do this, do that, do this, do that. I know I'm giving you a whole bunch of stuff to do, but I promise you, if you follow through on these things, I mean, I gotta start posting more. I have to start posting more of what is going on. And honestly, part of the reason why I don't post as much because I'm too busy living to be posting everywhere I've been, what I've been doing, da 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 da. Literally, I gotta start posting so that you guys can see the results of the things that I'm telling you to do. Mostly people close to me. I didn't even think about it until I saw a post the other day that was like, "Oh, I've been to 6 or 7 countries this year. I'm trying to make it 8." And when I thought about it, got the countries that I went to the first quarter of this year. And I'm like, "Oh, I need to maybe I should go back and write that down." Mm, just told myself up right there a little bit. I probably shouldn't wait until November to write down all the things that I have to be grateful for. I probably shouldn't wait until the very end of the year to do my reflection, huh? Y'all know we're gonna go through that in the episode, but that should be part of what you are doing as you are writing out your vision for next year. So I do have something for you guys. Y'all know I'm always trying to give y'all stuff. So shameless plug, you guys are invited to the Kickstart Consistency Challenge. That is going to run October 20th through the 22nd. We're going to spend a few hours taking a deeper dive into some of the concepts that we are going over, I would say very lightly in these past few podcast episodes. If you want to dig a little bit deeper and you want to actually start building out and mapping out these strategies that I'm talking about, make sure that you click the link below. Join us. We're doing 3 days of class, not 3 full days. So you're logging on with us at 7 o'clock each evening on the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. We're going to be doing some workshopping and actually working this thing out. You'll get to ask me questions. You'll get worksheets. We got an ebook for you guys, a bunch of freebies so that I can help you step by step build out the concepts that we're talking about in the pod for the next couple of weeks and that we've been talking about since the beginning of the fourth quarter. So make sure you click the link below, even if you're just getting the free stuff. Listen to the pod, get the free stuff. But I'm telling you, if you show up, y'all know I'm always giving something away. And I'm not even supposed to tell you that, but always giving something away. I'm all for the freebies because I really want y'all to win. Because I've done this too many times. And I look, there is a purpose greater than my pain. So for the years that I did not make the best of my fourth quarter, and I spent the following year in catch up mode for the first 3 to 6 months, I'm killing all that for y'all. I'm condensing this down into a path towards your success in a what look. I done already went through it, tested it, battle tested it, done it, killed it, seen what works, seen what hasn't. So I'm able to go ahead and condense this thing down for you. It ain't gonna take you a few years to figure it out. Come to the challenge, it'll just take a few hours for me to go ahead and help you map out what it took me a few years to figure out. And if you need to see, God, I got it. Okay. I gotta stop looking at posting every single little detail. I my thing be I'll be like, I ain't trying to brag on da 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 da. But like y'all literally need to see chronologically. Like y'all do need to see like the things that I'm telling y'all, the things that I'm teaching you guys. I'm not just blowing smoke. I'm literally telling you what I did. I'm telling you how I got the lifestyle I have. How I'm able to do if I need to, if I want to, which stay out my comments about when I'm not supposed to. Shout out to my bestie, because she definitely you don't need that. So what? I really, really want it. Sometimes not so badly, but look, if it's glitter, unicorns, pink, y'all know I'm like, oh my God. But that's neither here nor there. Make sure that we see you in the building virtually, in the virtual building October 20th through the 22nd so that we could go ahead and keep fleshing this thing out because I wanted to celebrate my dubs. I want to celebrate y'all wins too. Year over year, month over month, quarter over quarter. Like, I want to take this a step further with helping y'all to level up. I really do. And I mean, the crew on my yacht. So, like, look, make sure that you guys are in the building. You'll get to see me, some other coaches, and we are going to help you build this thing out chunk by chunk, page by page, piece by piece, so that 2026 is going to be, if you haven't already had the best year of your life, 2026 can be that. So let's make it that. And if you have already had the best year of your life, let's go ahead chase one up in whatever the best year of your life was. And me and my bestie, we live by that mantra. Like for it was a few years, we was like, yes, 2009, that was the best year ever. Thinking that we would never be able to top that, but please believe we have figured out a way to do it. And if I dated myself, that's fine. But now you see how many years I have been studying and am going to condense this thing down so that you can go ahead. Like, look, it don't, I'm not gonna even count how long ago 2000 now was. But just know from then till now, we gonna go ahead and shrink that thing down into just come for the Kickstart challenge. So you ain't gotta worry about 2009 till now. What's that, like 15 years, 16 years? Yeah, nah, it ain't gonna take you over a decade. Already condensed that thing for you. So go ahead, hit the button below, register, and we will see you guys there. And we will see you guys next week as we continue to build upon these concepts. And thank you for joining another Everybody Can't Go Convo.